It's Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And please welcome, oh, you were going to say, but no, I'm going to welcome you. And please welcome the founder and president, reigning president of the Lexington Bourbon Society, Matt Preston.
Hello, friends.
What's up?
Glad to be back.
Matt has joined us on this auspicious occasion of our 50th Uncorking, where I use big words.
That's a $5 word, Chad.
Yeah, and also because he brought a much higher than $5 whiskey with him.
This is true.
What are we uncorking, Sarah?
We are uncorking the Old Fitzgerald bottle to pot.
Now, not that 4-year that's you can still find on the shelf some places.
That's correct. We do have a bottle upstairs.
Which is delicious. Working on a handle of it right now. It's great. In fact, I had this as my control bourbon. This is the 11-year. Can you tell us any pertinence on this?
Coming out twice a year for 5 years, I believe. Changing labels, green in the spring, black in the fall. I think that the age will be different on each release.
Nice.
And I was reading that the bottle design is reminiscent of the 1950s diamond decanter, which kind of looks something like...
Sort of like this.
Sort of like this.
Yeah, this was a...
As an example.
Birthday or Christmas present, I can't remember, from my friend Stephanie.
How cool is that?
Very pretty.
Yeah, it didn't come with any bourbon in it, unfortunately, but it, yeah, it has the same keys on it here.
And has this like little, like the lines that come
Yeah,
out from the top is the very it's
very
really
similar.
similar with the...
And I bet this probably did have a tax stamp over it
Probably.
at one time. Yeah, so that's nice. All right, well...
Thank you, Matt, for bringing
Yep,
us.
absolutely.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward
We're so
to it.
We haven't been
excited.
able to find a bottle yet. Also, shout out to Swan, the bourbon finder. He had also offered up us one of these to uncork. Matt's closer.
Proximity.
Proximity.
Sorry.
So, but still, mad props to you, Swan. Thank you very much for holding that for us too. Do you want to do the honors or?
No, go for it.
Okay.
This is your all's 50th. I'm just excited to be a part of it.
This is.
Look at that
Do
now.
you-
I mean, that's...
I don't know
How you
how
gonna,
to.
do you want me to?
Might just
I
be a
have nails.
twist. Just do a twist on the top. No?
He's so careful about his.
Look at that. See, that's exactly how I would have done it. I don't mind the tax stamp.
It just killed him a little bit inside.
Did
he
it?
Just,
I
he
died.
just died a little.
Yeah?
I died inside a little.
OCD a little on this text stamp.
A little. Oh, it's like so exciting. I can hardly stand it. I'm like, do we have to nose it and all that stuff? Can I just drink it? I'm squirming over here.
Let's talk about price, because obviously this isn't, you know,
That's nice.
the price
I
of
could
the
knock you
4-year.
out with this.
Please don't. You said you picked this up for around 110?
About 110.
Okay. So I think a lot of that is in this bottle, in this stopper,
Yeah.
but also in the age, you know, 11 years. Wheated mash bill, which is all the rage right now. Old Fitzgerald, which is, you know, Old Fitzgerald Prime. The 80 proof is bottom shelf. Bald and Bond, I'm back and forth. Has that actually been pulled off the shelf, the regular?
It was reported to have been, and then it came kind of back around.
Yeah.
And another little tidbit, I know that the DSP number, I believe it's on the label. If we take a peek, I know that 31
says,
and they brought back number 1.
yeah.
So they brought back the number 1 DSP distilled spirits producer number for this
1 and
label.
31.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's reminiscent of a Four Roses.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that.
it does have that antique-y
Kind of like the Al
smell,
Young.
like the Al Young.
Yeah.
It smells of age, you know. Oh, but just like a lot of brown sugar, caramel. What do you call it when you hit it with fire?
Oh, like brulee.
Brulee, like a brulee type of.
I'm a big fan of creme brulee.
Woo!
Yeah, I agree. I think it kind of.
All right, I'm not nosing anymore.
All right.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
let's go.
All right,
Happy 50th.
Cheers. Thank
to
you.
It's Bourbon Night.
50 uncorkings. Cheers, guys.
Whew, that's interesting.
It's a little lighter than I thought it was gonna
It
be.
is lighter than I thought it was gonna be. It's got this kind of like little, I think, explosion in the middle. Like you get your first taste and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then it's like, bam.
Yeah. It definitely builds. It's not so much right off the bat. Like off the bat, it felt, you know, a little thinner. A little thinner.
I would have said
Like, you know, the
more approachable.
mouthfeel isn't all over your tongue like oily.
What do you think?
A little more heat than I expected.
Yeah,
For 100 proof, 11 years old. It's tasty.
it is tasty.
Sort of goes towards a chocolate note towards the end.
I would agree, for
Yeah.
sure.
but it's got like
But
that
there is like a
spicy,
spice in the middle,
there
which is
definitely-
confusing me because
It's a wheated mash bill.
yeah.
No rye in here.
If I didn't know
If you
that
did
it wasn't
blind,
a rye,
I would guess that it was a high
that
rye.
it had some rye in
Yeah.
it. Absolutely. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
No wonder 2 weeks from now,
What will
Oh
it be?
yeah, when it opens up.
Oh, it's so exciting.
maybe we'll have to do a follow-up.
I like it. Do it on a live episode. Yeah, this one's a little bit of a thinker, but it's complex yet approachable. I'm thinking that about it. You know, it's not one note at all. You know, having just drank the 4-year, I wouldn't call this nutty. The 4-year is definitely
It's
nutty.
nutty. Yeah.
This has the absence of nut.
Yeah.
But I don't hold that against it. You know, I love a good nutty bourbon, but this one's still.
You all just had to take like 3 shots.
Yeah. Oh, anytime I say nutty now, they have to take a
That's
shot.
4. Anyways.
Nutty.
Yeah, I think it's. Yes. I think it starts out really kind of mild and approachable, and then that heat really kicks in the middle, and then I think the finish is nice and long and.
It's a long finish,
Get
yeah.
a nice.
I do like the finish.
The finish is
I
the
really
best
like
part
the-
to me.
I think so too.
Yeah. It just hangs around. It's got this nice. That's when you start tasting more of like the barrel
Some
and the,
sweet too.
Yeah, it's very
the
the
comforting.
toasted caramel in there.
I like it.
I'm liking it more and more.
Yeah.
The more I drink it. Now, let's talk about the important part. Is it worth $110?
The decanter's worth 30.
I mean, honestly though, if like let's take the liquor out of it. If you just went to Target and found this kind of decanter, how much would it cost you there? It would cost you $30.
Yeah.
$29.95.
Right. So, you know, outside of that, we're talking about, you know, what's inside, and
Thank you, Chad.
I don't think you helped it, but it's okay.
Oh, I did.
Lined up.
No.
Well,
Good
let's
enough.
not talk
up.
about it.
All right.
Okay,
You know,
so
what's that?
$30 worth of
$30 off
glass.
of what's that? 80. So what are other $80? I mean, there's plenty of other $80 bourbons that I don't think are as good as this, but
Yeah, correct.
I'd love to answer that question in a couple of weeks. To be
yeah.
honest with you.
Okay.
I think it's tasty. I think I was pleasantly surprised because there was a lot of conversation out on the Digi world about, you know, is it just aged larceny, and I'm like, well, I don't think that we have any 11-year larceny.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's been
It hasn't been
distilled
out
that
It
long.
hasn't
No.
been out that long. Yeah.
So it's tasty. I mean, it is.
Yeah, I don't think you can deny that it's good and the bottle's cool, and I like the whole idea behind it. But is it worth it, or is it marketing?
Well,
Or just because it's marketing doesn't mean it's not worth it.
no, not always.
Right. We've had this discussion.
We have. So I've now tried it. Am I still going to try to find a bottle to buy? Yes.
That's
So
a good-
that answers
that
it
says.
for me.
I think that says. Yeah.
Now, you know, me, I'm a collector as well as a drinker. So the collector in me is like, gotta have it, gotta have it,
Right.
gotta have it. But do I want one to drink out
to
of?
stash or yeah.
I would like to have one to stash and one to drink out of.
Yeah,
For
right.
sure. Because I do think the juice in here is good enough that I'm going to want to drink on it.
I would agree.
110 is pretty hefty.
Let's think about Parker's. The Parker's 11. Wasn't that the latest Parker's that came out?
Correct.
Price point in it was about
120.
so a little more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
120, 129.
Single barrel though, right?
Single barrel, yeah.
And that tastes a lot more woody to me than this.
Then
Sure.
yeah.
But I thought that bottle was a great bottle.
Right. And then like think about the Knob Creek 25th anniversary. I mean, it was $120 easily a bottle. And what's the age on that? I can't tell you off the top
Not-
of my head.
not
It's
11
not
years.
11 years.
No. I think it was still around 9.
Yeah.
I don't think it
but
was-
no,
yeah.
I thought it was good.
9 or 10.
And
But
we
it-
have several bottles, but
I'd spend the dollar on that.
I think.
over the Knob Creek. No
I mean,
offense
yeah.
to all my Knob Creek fans out there.
I don't know about that. I really
Yeah?
like that.
I really
But
like
which
that
one?
Knob
Because
Creek.
there was 3 or 4 different.
We have a couple of different.
122.5 is, I think, the one that's behind us
Yeah.
that we've been working on. But again, nutty. Chad loves nutty.
Right. So flavor profiles. you
I
know.
think this is going to open up really, really
I think
well.
so, too.
And even on that last little sip, the sweetness was a lot
Yeah.
more pronounced to me than kind of that initial bomb.
It just
on the
grew on
middle,
me,
middle
yeah.
of the palate.
I agree. I never got that
Now
quite
that's-
as much as.
This would definitely be a make a call on it after 3 or 4 sips versus.
Sure.
Yeah, not an initial.
Sure. Yeah.
First impressions aren't always.
You know, and that's the whole crux of the show. Uncork, see what it tastes like. Now, we could pour a glass and come back to you
Yeah,
in 10 minutes.
sure.
And you know, we're not.
But you guys don't have time to see I sit around here for 10 minutes.
But, you know, if we can get a bottle, we'll do it on a live after it's been open.
Well, how about this? Lexington Bourbon Society is doing a fundraiser for the Lexington History Museum. Saturday, June 2nd.
Yes.
At the Livery on Main Street. And you can go to the webpage, Facebook page, and find out further details. It's going to be a great night. And part of one of the ticket options is a $25 VIP, and it's not very important people, because we're all very important people.
Right.
Late the other night, I came up with very
enticing,
but I put an I in parentheses for where the E was. Pours, very enticing pour. So
this is a very enticing pour.
This bottle will be there.
So if you're in Lexington,
yes,
on or around June 2nd, maybe you want to stay for this event.
I mean, we'll be there.
We'll be there. We're gonna
live stream possibly.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the follow-up.
Depending on their Wi-Fi.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I would still have to give this a recommend. I know it's hefty. I know it's a hefty price, but I'm gonna give it a recommend.
I agree. If you're the kind of person who's considering buying a bottle of this price, then I think you're the kind of person who can afford to buy bottles of this price. Sure. And in that scenario,
you won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed. And if you are not the kind of person who can buy a bottle of this price, then there are plenty of options under $50 that are still great, including the 4-year. So buy that. Now I'm done.
I would buy it for sure.
And you did.
I did. And there's a lot of romanticism to the label and the DSP-1 and the bottles killer and the weeded mash bill, and so that's enticing. I mean, it really is, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would buy it. I did buy it, and I would buy it again.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry for the
first time on camera.
Please silence all cell phones. Keep your hands in. All right.
All right. Well, very cool.
Check out the June 2nd event if you're going to be in town. Come hang out.
Check out the Lexington Bourbon Society.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're members. We
are members. Yes, that's right. For a couple years now. So thanks, Matt.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you all. Happy 50th Uncorking.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay. And until next time, drink more bourbon. Whole video you'd be like, huh?
Hey, there I am. Look, I see my